Look at what we got here. M edition. So this is a 1.8. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I'm here at the junkyard. I came down here the other day in the middle of a thunderstorm when I was on my lunch break because I was scouting on Row 52, which is a junkyarding website, and I think they have an app too. And I saw that there was 3 Miatas at this yard, one of them being a 96. So I know the first and second gens are pretty much almost entirely interchangeable, but I knew this one would be the most direct swap for anything. And one thing that I've been looking for to keep an eye out for is a limited slip differential. And I got super lucky. This was all here. Drive shaft, axles and everything. And so I already snagged a few things that had a factory interior brace here and all that. So I snagged that the other day, but now I'm here, it's Friday morning. I got the day off and I'm gonna get down here and I'm gonna start pulling this all out. So it's gonna be pretty straightforward. I do need, because my car is a 1.6 model, this is a 1.8, I need the differential, I need the axles, and I need the drive shaft. So it should be decently simple. Axles, just undo the nut, undo this bolt, pull the hub back, and then unbolt them from the diff, unbolt the diff itself, unbolt the drive shaft and the power plant frame, and slide it all out. And I got a pretty good amount of tools with me. I had to bring the Sawzall so that way I could cut off part of the exhaust pipe that they left when they cut the cat out. So I'm pretty darn excited. I'm gonna get to work and try and film what I can, but I just got my GoPro with me and I need both hands, so. So this back section of the exhaust is going right under the diff right here, so I'm gonna just cut it off with the muffler and pull it off the hanger right there. We should be okay. I'm gonna put the blade on backwards. Got it. Got the one axle out. She's working on trying to get the other axle out. It's just kind of stuck in the hub. And I am working on getting the power plant frame off. I was told to take the 2 front bolts out and loosen up the very front one, like that. Take these rear ones out, part way. And then I gotta get the hammer and hit these up because there's like some spuds up there that get pressed in the power plant frame. And once I knock those up and get those out, and this thing will kind of just fall off, and then all I have left is just the drive shaft and then the diff carrier bolts, and it'll fall right on me. These things, gonna make sure you get these off. You just pull that bolt right out, for the most part. A little on the crusty side. Oh God. Just got a mouthful of dirt, but that's okay. Alright, so I got everything else disconnected. Got these support bolts off these 12 mils. Got the drive shaft out, laying over there somewhere. So now I'm gonna have my girlfriend go ahead and undo the 17s while I hopefully don't crush myself with the diff, and hoping for the best, but this is the final stretch. Oh shit, you almost just... Let go. You're just making it worse.
Sorry.
Oh, fuck. Drop it. Okay. Oh. All right. There she goes. Thank you. Ah, that was a pain. Look at that, boys. LSD. I could tell because the fins, I was doing some research, the fins dictate LSD or late model open diff, but the rubber dampener was not on any of the open diffs here, or this, whatever this thing is, this dampener. It feels like steel, but got me an LSD, boys. Now we just gotta finish getting this axle out of this hub because it's like kind of rusted in there a little bit. So smack at that for a while, try and get that out, and then wrap this up. Also gonna snag this brace here. I don't know if this will actually work on my car. Like, I know it will because this is the same chassis, but this is a later model one, and if it's anything like the brace for right there, my car may not have the holes for it, but if it doesn't, I'll clean it up and I'll resell it.
try and get a couple bucks out of it. I'm sure it's only like 10 bucks.
All right, we're back from the junkyard now and show you guys at Home Depot. Had to get this. Shush. So yeah, fluid spilled everywhere, so I'll have to hose this all out. But yeah, got us the LSD, the axles, drive shaft. I went and picked up some fluid. I went to O'Reilly's and they didn't have the red line stuff that everybody always suggests. So I also got stuff for an oil change because I need to change it. But I got some Royal Purple 7590 synthetic. So everybody I talked to with Miata said this should work just fine. But yeah, I am pretty hyped. So I'm gonna just go ahead. Gonna have to be beating the weather again. It's supposed to be raining again today. We've had rain the entire week out here in Arizona, and today was supposed to be raining more. Somehow got lucky with a dry spell this morning. So while I still have it, I'm gonna get the rear end of the Miata put up and try and get this taken care of, and hopefully run into no issues. And then maybe if it drizzles a little bit later today, we can get some slides in or something. So I'm gonna just get my driveway swept off really quick, so that way I don't have to lay in all this junk and sweep that puddle away. Move the car forward, get the rear end jacked up, wheels off, and get everything disassembled. It should really be quicker now that I know what I'm doing, and then we can try and get that thing put up. I think it's kind of heavy. I do have a jack, so I'll have to use that. I just gotta figure out exactly how to go about it because I've never had to do it before. Got the car jacked up, got the one wheel off, gotta take the other one off still. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward now that I know how to do it. Just drop the power plant frame, which is just a few bolts, knock the washers through, or the studs or whatever they are, undo this back part of the exhaust, undo the axles, and then undo the drive shaft, and then just undo the diff carrier bolts, and it'll fall right out.
All I want is spinning round, spinning round. I found you sitting all alone, looking down your phone. No.
There's the old diff. Outside comparison of the two differentials. This is the open diff that came on it with the small 6-inch ring gear. And then this is the LSD Torsen Type 1. I guess there's two types of Torsen diffs in these old Miatas. And I don't know the main difference. Mechanically, they both pretty much do the same thing. It's just the interior styling. Like I think one's a worm gear and the other one a ring gear or something like that. Not too sure, but it all bolts up the same. Here's the difference in the drive shafts. This is the Torsen one, or the 1.8 liter one, just a little bit shorter. And then this is just the extra hardware. I don't know if I would need it or not. And the pins that go right here. But now I just gotta fight with this thing, muscle it up there, and should be good. I am gonna replace these bushings pretty soon with some polyurethane ones, probably energy suspension. But I'll wait to do that until I do the entire car, because when I pull that down later to do it, it won't be nearly as much effort. I guess technically it will be. Yeah, well, it's not a bad process anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead, get this thing. I'm gonna rinse it off really quick, and then get it put up in the car and get this thing put back together. Got my shop help over here, making sure the jack doesn't hurt me.
So I went and just picked up the axle nuts. I had to swing by AutoZone and pick up a 24mm wrench because I didn't have one for the drain plug on there. And I still have to try and dig up. I couldn't find a 23mm anywhere for the fill bolt. because apparently nobody carries one to me, local to me, so I need to try and find a 7/8, or I'll just use an adjustable, or maybe I can get a socket on there. But got my axle nuts here, had to pick up a fluid pump transfer thingy, you know, to fill it, because I've never had to fill a diff before. Stupid jack. I've never had to fill a diff before, so I've never had to deal with this, so I haven't had these tools. So another $60 later, and now I can fill it. But I gotta find a 7/8 really quick, so let me dig through the toolbox and find one of those. I don't have one in this box. So, if I were a 7/8, where would I be? 15 16ths, that's pretty close. But just in case, I will dig a little bit more. 3/4. 7/8. There we go. This should work, hopefully. Let's even make sure this is the right one. So 24. Okay, that fits. 7/8. On the loose side. 15 16ths. No, that's on the loose side. 7/8 is a little too small. Son of a biscuit. So it's somewhere around a 7/8. This is so frustrating. I'm gonna actually see if I can't just get a socket on there. Well, I was able to fit a 23 socket on here. Knocked it loose, so I got it draining right now. Almost done. There wasn't too much in here. And it looks relatively new too. It's pretty clear. So whatever happened to this Miata for it to go in the junkyard, they must have done a full service on it prior, because when I was at the yard it actually had a bunch of new radiator hoses and heater hoses, but it looked like the radiator like exploded because there was brown stuff everywhere. The radiator cap was all messed up, so maybe the head gasket blew. But whatever happened to it, you know, the diff had some fresh fluid. Got these fresh axle nuts right here. Don't want to play any games with using the old ones, so some freshies. This old one off. Yeah. Hit that with the impact. Other side. Alright, hit that one with the impact too. Call it a day. Top that off and we're good to go. So this thing didn't really have any instructions like an in and an out, so I just kind of felt it with my finger, felt which one sucked and which one blew. So I put the sucking one into the thing, obviously, because that's where it needs to be, and I'm using the royal purple. I think I said that earlier, so I'm using that. Let's try and pump this in, see if it actually works, and if it does, then I guess you just fill it, kind of like the transmission on the Hondas, where you just fill it till it starts drizzling out a little bit, and then cap it off and it's good. Not as easy as it looks. Like, need something to hold that in with. Well, that's that. It should be all done, so I guess I'm gonna fire it up, and I just finished torquing the wheels, take it on the block, and you know, now that I got the diff, the LSD, I'm afraid that if I try and do a burnout or something, these wide-o sticky tires might throw my clutch out, because every other time I should say, I've tried to dump the clutch or do anything like that, I think my throwout bearing starts making a nasty noise, and I don't know. I know that all needs to be changed anyway, but fix one thing to better it, but now I gotta worry about the others. But we'll see. We'll see if it rains a little bit more, and if it does, I'll definitely try and go get at least a donut or something in. But I'm gonna spin around the block quick, see how it feels. So far, I just ran it across the block to my buddy Ramon's house. It does feel a little bit different, honestly, already. I know the gear ratio is a hair shorter. The open diff that I had, I think, was a 4.3 to 1, and this is a 4.1 to 1. So just a teensy little bit longer of a gear. And then we just had to run back to my house to grab a brake line flare tool for April's car. They're doing something with her brakes. And I just kind of did a little mini burnout, and I'll see if I left any marks. But these tires are too wide. They're 200 treadwear and they're 245s. It's too much tire for this little car without having a turbo. So I really won't be able to tell until I take it to the canyon and get some hard driving in, and then if the roads weten up a little bit, if I can try and do some donuts. But I don't know, we'll see. I want to try and do something, but I just checked for leaks and no leaks so far. But the car feels good, all the gears work and everything, so it's not like I messed anything up. So yeah, I don't know. I'm hyped though. I have LSD now in my Miata. So I didn't get to do any driving last night that allowed me really to kick the rear end out. I went through a stoplight at one point, kind of angrily accelerated, and I did get the rear end aside, so I know it works, but I wasn't filming. So I'm gonna try and go a little bit later today, and at least try to do a donut. And before I do that, I also want to show you guys that I was able to score one of these at the junkyard as well. So this is basically just a factory brace, and it kind of goes behind the seat belts here. So I have to, you know, drill some holes in the plastic right there and take that out, or put that in, I'm sorry. But I will, I'll do that. I'll kind of just walk you along with it, just do like 1 or 2 clips because that's pretty easy. So I'm gonna take the seats out, pull those plastics off. There's holes. This is an early model. This is a 1990. That's from the 1.8 models, which is at least 94 and up. So I have the holes for that, but I don't have the nuts. So I may have to run down to the store and get some nuts to be able to bolt it in, but it's not an issue. It's super easy to install. Drill 2 holes in the plastic, shove the bolts in there, bolt it up. So I got this plastic panel off, just a couple Phillips heads because I have the one hardtop striker. I don't know why I don't have the other one, but I had it over here, this one little bracket right here at the Phillips head screw here to get this undone from the door sill thing, and the seatbelt bolt. So the seatbelt obviously bolts right there, but if you look right here, you can see that's the hole we need. The one right there. So to get to it, I'm gonna have to unbolt this seatbelt roller thing right here, and yeah, this big old thing, and move that so I can get my hand up there. I would try and weld that, but this is all painted metal, so I don't really think I can get my torch up there. But you can just use a regular nut. These are the bolts, and these are the plastic caps that go over the ends of it. So just what, M12, so M12 125 pitch. And I think I got some nuts for that, but yeah, that's pretty much it. You just got to get access to it, shove a nut down in there, and then trim the plastic where you need it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just grab my Sharpie and mark out the little hole right here that I need, and get it cut, drilled or whatever, and try and get this bolted up. So all I'm doing to try and find the center hole is I'm gonna just use my caliper gauge and measure from center of the seatbelt hole to the center of the other hole, and then I'll just put the plastic back and give a little scratch, mark it with my Sharpie or whatever, and be that simple. So that's pretty much my center point, and put it back and mark it. Got the holes all centered up now. And I just used one of those things, step bit, and yeah, so now I just gotta take it back apart, get a nut up in there. I think I'm gonna have to drill out the hole in the sheet metal just a hair to get the bolt through, because these bolts don't really they don't seem to want to go all the way down in there. So drill that out just a hair, and yeah, just find a nut, bolt it up, and clean it up. So I got this side all bolted up. I was actually able to somehow get a tack up there with my welder. But it was not easy, and it was after I laid the tack that I finally figured out how to get this done without having to, you know, tack the nut up in there. So pretty much what you're gonna do is you're just going to come over to your plastic piece, because I don't know why I didn't think of this before, and pull up the seatbelt little clip there, and then you have a little plastic tab here. Just move that out of the way, and then you just slide the seatbelt out of here. Yeah, so with the seatbelt free from there, you can basically just bolt this up like normal, and then you can actually just pull the plastic back right here, get your hand up there with the nut, and tighten it down. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I don't know why I didn't do that on the other side, but yeah, pretty much in. Well, there it is, final product, all cleaned up. I even wiped it down with some interior detailer, but yeah, this thing, pretty solid. I'm pretty excited to see how it feels, you know, because from what I was reading, some people are saying that it actually stops the directional flexing of the car. So we'll see if it does that, and if it, I don't know, either way, it looks cool. I'm sure it'll perform since there's no B-pillars, but yeah, all that's left now is to just go get you guys a shot of doing a donut or something. Alright, so we're about to hit the canyon, and I told you guys I wanted to do something that had to do with both rear wheels spinning to show you guys like
the LSD works for one, because I want to know for sure. I did a donut a little bit earlier, but it was in some gravel, partial asphalt. So had to come out here middle of the night because, you know, coronavirus, everybody feels the need to go out and about instead of staying inside, so I couldn't do it today. So that's where we are right now. I'm going to try and do a donut. I've never done one before, honestly, so this is going to be a learning experience. But we're going to do this really quick, and then we're going to go hit the canyon. So DJ's behind the camera. Let's go.
Yep. Starts hooking. You start hooking, huh?
Yeah, she worked, but it's hard to spin these 245s.
Oh yeah, it's definitely kicking out.
All right, we got LSD, so now this is like, I don't know, a new journey, I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna go test in the canyon, playing it safe. Yeah, well, I'm still both. I still have a Honda engine in it.
I mean,
after this one blows up.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, we're gonna go hit the canyon out. I'm gonna play it safe, kind of get used to this whole rear-wheel drive, limited slip thing, because even my Integra doesn't have limited slip, but obviously front wheel to rear wheel, totally different situation. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to like the video, and if you're new to the channel, hopefully you consider subscribing. That'll make DJ very happy.
True.
And maybe we can, I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, guys, do chill out, forget about the rest, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.